Welcome to Coffee with the Chair. I'm Teresa Aronson from the St. Lucie County Chamber of Commerce. It is our pleasure, our honor to facilitate this event every third Friday, second Friday. What Friday is this?
Today
Second,
is
thank
the
you,
second
Catherine.
Friday.
I was looking to Catherine immediately because I wasn't sure if any of us would figure that. But second Friday, it's a free event. It's open to the public. We provide coffee in Danish, courtesy of Steamworks Coffee. We have a new partner. I see you've been adorned with your Steamworks cups
Absolutely.
already, and they're in the audience. So a big thank you to them
Cheers.
for the Morning Joe. We appreciate it. Brand new. So we encourage anybody, and I'm from the Chamber obviously, but you don't have to be a member of the Chamber to come on down and enjoy this great show. We have a full audience, so I'm very excited about that. I want to welcome, of course, my co-hosts for this event every single month, the Board of County Commission Chair, Sean Mitchell.
Thank you, Teresa, for having me.
Well, thank you for coming, as always. I'm glad you got your mug already.
All set.
They're doing shots out there. Did you see the shots?
I did see the kale and a few other things they were giving
Yeah,
shots
so
of.
when you think shots, my mind goes tequila, but it was kale.
That's
and
correct.
something else equally as good for me.
That's correct.
Yes. Will, you brought a friend this month. We're going to talk to him just a tiny bit. If you want to introduce him.
Well, I met Will probably around 4 or 5 years ago, and since that moment, there's nobody that I looked up more to that does things for the community. It's all about the kids with him. He's driven. This morning, he's in a leadership thing over in St. Petersburg, and he got up at 4 this morning to drive here to be a part of this program, and that's just who Will is.
Oh my goodness. Well, welcome, Will Armstead
Thank you.
from the Boys
Thank
and
you,
Girls
Teresa.
Club of America. So you're in Leadership Florida this year, I
am
heard.
in Leadership Florida, which is amazing.
And you got it. We could have put you on a different show. I didn't know you had to drive over here at 4 in the morning.
When Sean's boss, we know who your boss is, right, says move, I move.
Okay.
So-
Yeah, I didn't know that, but I'm glad that you did come.
Yes, thank you.
So, of course, Will heads up the Boys and Girls Club here in St. Lucie County, and my goodness, what a change his leadership has made. I've been in town for a long time, so have you, and I remember when Will was named the executive director some years ago, and I have never seen more about Boys and Girls Club in my life. But congratulations on
Thank
that,
you.
Will. You
Thank
put
you.
in the effort, and I mean, it's paid off. Is there anything he doesn't have his hands in or not do? Or, I mean, we have food trucks, and now we have golf courses,
and
and
putt going.
started with a chip and putt, but you're aiming for a golf course,
I'm
right?
more than aiming, I'm getting close.
You're getting close.
I'm getting close.
So first of all, give us a little history of the Boys and Girls Club.
So Boys and Girls Clubs in general has been around over 150 years, youth development agency. And you know, we're in, at least in the state of Florida, we're in 45 counties. But across the country, we're in 4,500 individual cities and serve over 4 million kids annually. But I'm proud to say in St. Lucie County, we have 4,600 registered members. And we serve about 2,000 kids every day in our 24 clubs.
Yeah, Boys and Girls Club traditionally has been an option for kids. You're funded, you're subsidized to some degree.
To some degree.
So that the kids can afford to go there. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so, you know, it used to be, I want to just back up really quick. It used to be where it's an option. I don't think having a Boys and Girls Clubs anymore is an option. It's a must, right? When you think about the pandemic and the things that, you know, our youth need in the morning and in the afternoon to walk alongside the parents, to walk alongside the school district. It's a must to have, you know, that whole village mentality to make sure our youth are taken care of.
Yeah, you're in some of the most underserved areas
Yes.
of the community, you know, servicing a lot of the most underserved kids of
Yes.
our community.
You know, it used to be, at least in my mind, that we pick and chose what underserved meant. And in St. Lucie County, I believe we set the bar high that the underserved population needs to be served for sure, but then we have this other population of kids that need to be served as well. And so in my mind, a kid is a kid. You know, if you're 12 years old and your parents think you're grown and you could come home by yourself after school, that's a no-no. You know, there's too many temptations out there. And then that side of the fence, sometimes they have access to what maybe the kids in the underserved community may not have, and access can lead to trouble.
Yeah, it can. You know, it's so funny that you brought that up, Will, because Young Floridian is one of our scholarship programs. You're familiar with that,
Yes, I
Commissioner.
am.
And we have a tradition in Young Floridian back to 1987, picking from the best of the best, or they would tend to give the scholarships to the most needy. But there is this middle ground of kids in our community
That we can't forget.
That's right.
They may not qualify for first generation school bound
Yes.
or Pell Grants or federal subsidy because they're, as they say, middle class.
Stuck in
Yeah.
the middle.
And then they're not going to get these scholarships because they might not be right up here. And that's sort of the mentality that the Boys and Girls Club, like all the kids have needs, and we can't forget, the whole shooting match. As
Before
they
I
say.
forget, last night there was a EDC function where
Yeah.
they gave the Pete Hegner Award, and 2 of the finalists out of the 3 spoke about the Boys and Girls Club in Will Armstead. One was Philip Bush.
Yep.
He said there was an incident where a teenager got shot over a video game, and he said it was only 5 miles from his office. So he's delved a lot of his resources and his philanthropy to the Boys and Girls
He
Club.
has.
Yes.
And then Howard Tipton, St. Lucie County's administrator, said during the pandemic that all the essential workers, they had to go to work.
Yes.
Well, what are you going to do with your kids? Because all the daycares, everything's closed down.
Yep.
And you opened that door for
We
us.
did.
So even though you were at the leadership last night, you were spoke of very highly
Well,
for
I
what you
appreciate
did.
that.
And I can remember during the pandemic, Will would call me on the phone. He says, "Hey, man, we got to cook 2,000 hot dogs and 1,000 hamburgers this weekend. You in?" And I didn't get more joy out of anything I've ever done to
Well,
be partnered with you.
Well, when we had the hamburgers on the grill, you didn't seem joyful when when the flames were burning up the hair off your
The
arms.
joy was in his heart,
but it
not
was in
on
his
his
heart.
face.
But what I did do, I said, "Hey, Will, the wind is blowing at us. Let's turn these grills around." And
Yes.
I was fine.
You were good after that?
He
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
he was. But
It is
I tell you,
rewarding.
you know what? As a commissioner, I think the respect that I gained from that was it wasn't a photo op.
No.
I said you actually were out there with me. I think I dehydrated that day as well.
It was hot.
It was a hot day, right?
It was hot, but you know what? Nothing gives you more joy, It's
Yeah.
just to help the children. I mean, I have 6 kids, and my legacy in life, I hope, are my children and my grandchildren. And Will, he lives, eats, and breathes that every day of his career. So,
He really
you know.
does. Like 24 hours a day, too. That's what I admire about Will. His ability to keep that up all day long.
He'll text me at 6:30 in the morning. Yup. I said, "Yeah." He goes, "This is what we got. You
Yeah.
in?"
Yeah.
"Oh,
Yeah, his Facebook posts go
Yeah.
on all day, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, I'm in bed.
Don't do that because people
It's
don't think I got issues.
They
which
do?
which I do. I got a few.
It's called a passion.
It really
It
is
is,
passion.
and I don't
Yeah.
think they should think it's an issue. I think that you've done a lot with that passion, though, for boys
Let's
and girls.
take him on a personal side. How many
Yeah.
children did you adopt?
Oh, I'm
You know,
going to
he's
put that
got a
on my
newer
wife,
one.
Rachel.
Yeah.
Who's a beautiful woman.
Well,
man.
so we adopted 2 kids 4 years ago,
Yep.
and then we just adopted a baby. She's 2 now. We've had her since she was a week old, and I think for us, it's we couldn't do it if we didn't have the village mentality. I mean, it's we actually opened our home to these babies, but man, they have so many aunts and uncles, and I'm talking about community that just rally around them, so it makes it that easy.
But you
for-
have
for
other
us.
kids, too, so
We
this
do.
is like your second or third go-round,
But we're
I
good though.
think.
We're good. I'm getting better at it.
You are?
My older kids are saying, "Dad, you didn't do that like
Yeah,
that for us," and I'm like,
Well, you were
I
hustling
couldn't
back
afford.
then.
I couldn't
Yeah.
afford
You
to
couldn't
put you in
afford
private
it.
school.
You were working, yeah. So how
Exactly.
many is that in total? Because you
Come
did
on,
adopt.
Teresa, don't do this to me.
I know you. Well, we could call Rachel and ask her.
And she
if
probably would answer it.
Yes.
Right away.
But
And she
you
would say,
did-
"We're gonna take a couple more."
If not mistaken, you recently did get it. You adopted the youngest one, the
We
one you
did.
took in a couple years ago. So congratulations on that.
So I'll answer your question.
Okay.
11 kids.
11?
11.
I really didn't think it was that big a number. Did you, Sean? I did
No,
not
I did
know
not.
that.
I thought
was like
6 was a big number.
I'm gonna have a sip of coffee.
You should have a couple sips. Can we fill the other cup up for Will?
You know what?
Exactly.
Even when you see him interacting with his children,
Yeah.
it's just amazing to me.
Well,
man.
even with the kids at the Boys and Girls Club,
Yeah,
it's the same
yeah.
thing.
He'll walk up to every kid. You all right? Everything good?
I bet you're surprised by this because usually when I
I'm
do
just
events,
like, stop,
when I
guys.
do
Let's talk
events
about
with
something
Will, I
else.
typically like to roast him
Yeah,
because I
yeah,
love
she's
him
good
so
at
much.
it.
But
I
I
appreciate that.
do appreciate what you do, and I understand your passion, and I do admire it very,
Thank
very
you.
much. I think you're a great guy. So,
Let's talk about Youth of the Year.
Let's talk about Youth of the Year, because that conversation was like, I'm like, come on, guys, stop talking about me right now. I want to
Okay,
talk about you.
we'll transition to Youth of the Year because
Let's talk about
equally
Youth
as
of the Year.
impressive.
So one of the things that I'm very proud of is how our teens are so resilient. And, you know, there are things that they do that I don't even think as an adult that I am ready to do. I mean, these young people get up, they really put themselves out there, they talk about what they currently are going through, not what happened 10 years ago. And, you know, some from abuse to, you know, just neglect and just a whole host of things that these kids go through. But what I've learned about our teens, they're not afraid to talk about mental health. And it's a big topic that needs to be in the forefront. And so what we get to do is host this Youth of the Year celebration, as we call it. It's really a competition, but it's called celebration.
Okay, that's all right.
It's
A
called
little healthy
celebration.
competition
A little
is good
healthy,
for
it's good for the
kids.
soul, right?
Yeah.
And these kids work hard.
Yeah.
They compete at their club level, and then they have the right resumes. They have to get, you know, their grades got to be. They don't have to be an A student, but we have to see that the trajectory of their life is going in the right direction in terms of
Right.
education. And they have to get in front of 200 plus people and share their story. And they go through a rigorous, you know, training and people coming in, listening to them. They're working through all the emotions, but they're changing our community because they're being outspoken about the things that really matter. And we have the celebration that happens on February 18th. If you go there and you don't think differently, then you're not human, because these kids will make you cry, they'll make you reflect on your own life, and they'll make you better.
Yeah. You know, we typically try to give them an opportunity to speak. Part of the practice, Will reaches out to other community partners to have the kids come and practice, and it does typically make me cry. It is very very heartwarming.
And February 18th is my mom's 96th birthday, but I
Wow.
told her I'd have a cake in the afternoon for her, and she was fine with that because, you know, my mom's, she's on a fixed income. She'll be 96, and every year she gives $50. And where does she give it to
She
every
gave
year?
it to the Boys and Girls Club.
Yep, yep.
I want to tell you, a couple years ago, I think she gave it $50 twice.
Yep.
So
She did, yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Because
So-
she hears the stories from my kids that went there, my daughter who
Right, your
worked for you
daughter,
in the
that's
summer,
right.
and all the good that the Boys and Girls Club, and she says, I want to give to that. So,
And so on the 18th, is that the statewide competition or?
It's not the statewide competition, it's the local competition.
Okay.
And then we're hosting it 2 years in a row, the state competition.
Very
and that's
good.
going to happen in April.
Okay.
And last year, our county winner was this close
To win in the
to
state?
winning the state.
Aw.
Yeah. So
we're chipping away.
we're chipping away.
Yep, good, good. So you can buy tickets to that, though,
You can.
right?
You
So
can
tell
go
people how to
online.
do that, because I said, you're subsidized to some degree. You guys do a lot of fundraising.
We do.
The subsidy that you do get is not enough to run all these clubs. So
Yeah, I mean, again, when you think about our community, they chip in.
Yeah.
And, I am looking for a couple of, can I give myself a plug?
of course you can.
I am always, this is my camera right here.
There you go. He's gotten real serious now. Here
I'm
comes the
always
ask.
looking for the $1 million donor, but it's every dollar. Whether it's a $20 bill or whether it's a
50?
$50 bill, it makes a big difference. And so the tickets are $20. But here's the deal: the kids get to go to college. Any kid, and I'm going to say this clearly, any kid that comes to the Boys and Girls Clubs, if they come to me and say they want to go to college, we're going to find the money, right? We're going to find a way to get them in. Indian River State College, Kaiser University, whatever it is that they want to do, we're going to make every attempt to make sure they get that. And our community has done well. We give out almost $20,000 a year in scholarships, and that's because of the community.
Very nice. And we, Young Floridian is coming up, so I'm doing a little plug for that too.
Yes.
You know, they get a full 2-year ride with books to Indian River State College up to their associate level, the winners, and then we give away $16,000 to any school of their choice. They get $1,000 if they win Young
That's
Floridian.
awesome.
Yeah. So, and we're doing a big celebration at Sunrise Theater. I'd love to have the Youth of the Year maybe make an appearance there.
Of course. I'm sure they would like
Put it on the
that.
calendar.
Yeah.
And put it on the calendar.
That might be a good mashup, having them do their speech, practice their speech in that big of a arena. What do you think, Will?
I think they would be up to the challenge.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's up in my office, and it just came to me. Will's saying is, let's go, 3.0.
Yes.
And he made coffee
Yes, he
drink
did.
mugs that are insulated, and boy, it was a hit. I mean, everybody had to have that cup. You know,
I
and
know.
it was
I
just-
got my cup too.
Yeah.
You got your cup. I haven't done the picture though, so I've
Yeah.
got to do that.
So maybe we'll do that today.
I
So
don't have my
But I have
cup.
a cup in the car.
Okay.
Because I
okay,
knew
good.
you was going to
I
ask
was
for
gonna say I didn't bring
picture.
my cup.
Always prepared.
Yeah, he is always prepared. Very good.
You know, I get a lot of questions about what does the Let's Go 3.0 mean, and it really is just. And somebody said it today. It was like upgrading, like continually is
The next level.
upgrading. Yeah, and working closer with the community, and not being afraid to put a chip and putt, right?
Yeah.
Not being afraid to talk about. We're going to put a golf course, a 6-hole golf course, in Lincoln Park. We're going to do that. I don't
Yeah.
know how we're going to do it all yet, but we're going to do it.
Piecing
and we're
it
not going
together.
to. We're going to piece it together. We're going to make it happen. So it's.
I
it's
have no
good.
doubt. It will happen.
I might be coming to you for that extra $4 million I might need.
Well, you can come all you want. You're going to be sorely disappointed when you leave.
Don't try to cash that
I'm
check.
more in the $50 range
Yeah,
with
yeah.
with Sean's mom. So, but yeah.
No, but again, it's our community. I'm only as good as the people that work with me, but even more so, I'm only as good as the community comes together. And the more the community comes together, the better we are. And these are our youth.
Our kids.
Why would we not focus on making sure they grow up and be productive?
Good point.
Such a good point. I want to thank you for coming and for all that you do. Your ribbon cutting on the Chip and Putt there at Westside Baptist was wonderfully attended and a wonderful event. But more importantly, what a great course. I'm a little jealous.
yeah.
I want to go out.
Maybe
and,
we can improve our game.
Let's do it.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
was
I need
really,
it.
the Chip and Putt there was very nicely
Yes,
done. I know that
beautiful.
Andrew Hunt helped. Who designed it?
You had to ask me.
First
I'm
tee?
sorry.
No, first he didn't design it. His name is Steve, and I can't remember the name of his company, but he designed it.
Yeah, it's very well
Plug
done.
out to you, Steve. Sorry, I
Sorry,
remember your last
Steve,
name.
who
but-
designs Chip and Putts.
Yes, yes.
You'll just Google it. You'll find
Yeah,
him.
exactly.
All right. Commissioner, do we have anything else going on in the community that we want to talk about today?
A lot of little leagues are starting. I know that this evening I'll be at a kickoff for the Fort Pierce Little League Baseball, and then tomorrow morning at 7:30 on Darwin for the youth in Port St. Lucie. Just a lot of good stuff going on.
So you switched to baseball now too. I know you have young sons, but weren't you just doing basketball? Weren't you a basketball
after
coach?
I do the 7:30 on Darwin, then my youngest boy Ethan has a 9:00 game. I think we're playing Sean Boyle's team.
Uh-oh. You
And
know his team got their first win last week.
I was there screaming for him.
I know.
Yeah.
So
Just a
I
great
feel
guy.
like
And, then the boys tonight, they have they're trying out for flag football, and that's over in PSL at Sportsman's Park. So
You ever see his son play?
no, I have to admit. My kids are grown, so I do not run in the same circles as you guys anymore, but yes.
But I ran 30 years ago when my 33-year-old
Well,
son
you
was
both
yeah,
decided to
playing
do
ball,
it
too.
over again. This was probably doing it on his third or fourth time.
Yeah.
I am a little bit more selfish. I'm good. I got a dog.
You're not selfish.
I know you're not.
There's nothing selfish
Got a
about you,
puppy.
Teresa.
We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, just a lot of good things happen in our county, and just real proud to be a part of it. With my job, they say if you love your job, you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your
Yeah,
life. And
I think
it's
that's
a
true.
great community,
Yes,
and
it
with
is.
people like Will, and that's why it was very important to me that when they said, well, this is Black History Month too. So I said, you know what? Who in the community represents the best that we can be? And it's Will Armstead to me. So
Across all genres,
Yes.
Will is representing the best that we can.
He certainly
Every
is.
day I have this mantra that I should get up and be more like Will, and it
Come
does
on,
not
guys.
happen.
you got to make me like get a piece of tissue out my pocket and stuff.
Well, my eyes already
No, but
wa-
we do,
watering.
Will. We
so-
appreciate you, man. You
Yeah,
know,
you've done
it's
such-
it's about the kids for you, and it always has been. And to me, that's something that's very commendable.
And I feel like the Boys and Girls Club was struggling when Will took over, and he really turned that around. I mean, I don't think anybody thinks the Boys and Girls Club is
no.
struggling. I mean, they always want to do more and
Of
be
course,
more.
of course.
But not in fear of closures, you know,
No,
like
we
the old days.
we built a board, and we have two folks from the county that are on our board. We built a board of well able-bodied people who hold us accountable to make sure we are doing what we say we're going to do.
Yeah.
And we smile while we're out in public, but behind closed doors, sometimes it's a little rough.
And
If you ever go and look at my board members, you can tell we're all A personalities.
I was just going to say some of them are. Because I saw the picture the other day at the Ribbon
Yes.
County, and I thought that's a board for you.
That's a
Because some of them
board.
are definitely some A personalities.
Yes, yes.
From
But
all
that's
walks of
not
life.
bad.
All walks of life. Yes.
Yeah, you want to surround yourself with people that are going
That's
to
right.
challenge you and question you.
That's right.
So that you're confident that you're doing the right thing.
Exactly.
Very good. So, how is Leadership Florida?
Leadership, it is just the best
Amazing.
thing. I mean, what we did yesterday, we had to do an exercise that it actually put me in the back of the room. I don't know if you've ever seen where they ask you a question and they say, tell me if you grew up with two parents, and then people move forward. Tell me if your parents ever loved you, move back. And so I found myself, not because of the love part, but for some other reasons, in the back.
So, are these the ACEs, the early childhood?
It wasn't the ACEs, but it was very similar.
Similar.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I enjoyed about being in the back is the reason why I'm so passionate about what I do today.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure that my family, my kids, my community, I could see it all and say, hey, I want you to not be back here.
Yep.
And but it's taught me a lot being in that particular position. So. Leadership Florida as a whole is challenging us to be better in our communities.
Good stuff.
Very
Yes.
nice.
Good stuff.
All right, well, I want to remind everybody, actually, Mike's reminding me that we can take questions from the audience if anybody has any. Oh, Scott has one.
First of all, thank you for what you do.
It's on, don't worry. They can hear it in the booth, but you can't hear it out here.
Thank you for what you do, and how do our local kids get involved with the Boys and Girls Club? Is there an application process, or how do they do that?
That's a great question. A lot of times it's word of mouth is what usually happens, but we have a website, www.bgcofslc.org. They can call us, 772-460-9918. And the application's online. We're in 24 locations, 15 of which are in schools. And we're starting to work harder to make sure we're marketing it so that people know where we're at. Thank you for the question.
Anyone else have a question? Yeah. No, wait for the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. You spoke of the young lady winning. So what are the qualifications to be able to be, presented to have to go before to win, to qualify?
To qualify, I think, first of all, you just have to be a teen, right? And you just have to be a part of the club. But then after that, you have to win in your local club. And you have to apply yourself to do it. Most of the teenagers, they don't want to do it because they're going to have to get up and speak about something, whatever that something is. But you always have this group that are like, I'm going for it. And even if they're nervous throughout the process. So the real deal is join the club and get involved in the activities. Thank you.
Very nice. Anyone else? All right. A lot of great information. I want to remind everybody. Give us your website one more time.
It's www.bgcofslc.org, and the phone number is 772-577-80. Nope, that would be my number. But I'll give it to you
That's okay.
anyway. It's
Yeah.
772-577-8630, and that comes directly to me, or 772-460-9918.
And that's for if you want to get involved as a volunteer,
As a
as a
volunteer.
donor, or if you have a child you think might be interested in attending one of the clubs.
One of the clubs. And I do want to just put this out. If you have a teenager we have a workforce readiness program. And we're not the typical workforce readiness program where the kids come in and just sit and listen to a bunch of blah, blah, blah. We want our kids working. And so we have a food truck that they get to earn money and learn the art of food production. We have a full kitchen that the kids get to serve right now about 450 meals every day to the clubhouses. We serve a dinner meal. And so there's opportunities for that as well. So,
And maybe you're interested in employing one of your
and
kids.
for sure, I can tell you, at our clubs, you know, in our accounting department, in our marketing department, we have hired and we still hire young people to work alongside us.
I have one in my office that came up through the Boys and Girls Club. So Chris Crutchfield
Oh, that's right.
grew up. Yeah, he said he's gone there since elementary.
That's right.
So very good.
What a beautiful thing. Earn while you learn.
Learn and learn.
Yeah. And I like that you followed up with financial classes. Like, how do you? That's very, very important.
Well, let me just throw this last plug for like Bank of America, because you know we won the Champions Award, Neighborhood Champion Award, and we got $50,000, and it was all about financial literacy and workforce readiness, as well as Truist, that gave us a $21,000 grant to do the same thing. So
Love it.
lots of good, great community partners.
Okay. Speaking of community partners, I want to thank, of course, Angie Pools. I tried to get Sandy, Art, Travis. I've even tried Gina, who sits on your board now, to come on the show and talk about what they do and what they get involved in, because they do so much in our community, as you know. But they did say they would allow Nate to come on, Nate Spira, our fire district chief, to come on and talk about some things. So, but a huge thank you to them. This is their third year sponsoring this show. We appreciate them very much.
I'll shame him into coming on.
He's not going to come on a Friday morning.
He's not.
No, there are very good reasons.
I know, they're really great reasons.
Yes, that he's not going to come on a Friday morning. But so thanks to them. Thanks to everybody here. The county staff is always so good to us.
They
We
are.
appreciate
They
it.
certainly are.
Yes.
Mike, and I think we have Flynn pitch hitting for Stefan today. And the Board of County Commissions for making sure that this happens every single month.
It's important to get
It's
the word
coffee
out.
with the chair. Without the chair, it's just coffee.
I appreciate that. And Will,
Yeah.
thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for coming today.
I appreciate
it. Means
it.
the world to me.
And of course, Steamworks, again, our new partnership. So we'll
Yes.
be having their coffee every
Great
single
coffee.
month.
Cheers.
There you go. And to all of you for watching, and head over to stluciechamber.org. We have 5 shows. Most of them you can attend the audience, and we will bribe you to do so with coffee or Jimmy John subs for covering with the bases. So make sure you head over there, or All Things Treasure Coast for a 4-county-wide look at what's happening in your community. And with that, have a great day, everybody. Thanks for joining us.